Hey guys, it's Sean Zing, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. Another day of value. Gonna bring lots of good education, lots of tips and tricks and strategies to help you grow your business, help you to become a better person than you were yesterday. I bring on guests for a reason because I can say things and I can say things consistently over and over again. But if you see it and hear it from other people, maybe you start becoming an action taker. And that's what we want to have out there. So I'm going to bring on my guests. And reminder, if you're on YouTube or you're not a subscriber to YouTube, please subscribe. Check out Web Talk also. That's another opportunity to network online. And if you are in need of anything, it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Let me pop in every single one of my guests today. We have Dawn, we have John, and we have Frank. What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Hello.
Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate you all taking some time out. I'm actually multitasking right now. This is live number 98 on the year. And if you don't use StreamYard, because you can't do Facebook Lives anymore with multiple people. Unless you're live together. Otherwise, you can't do what we're doing. And they got rid of it last year. November of last year, they got rid of it. And I started using StreamYard. And this is fantastic. But I want to make sure I tag out all of you, so all of our friends can check out what we're saying. So let's do a little introductions on who you guys are. We'll start with Dawn, then John, then Frank, and then we'll rock and roll. So Dawn, who are you?
I am Dawn Pizzuccillo. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty West Monmouth. I've been a full-time realtor for 7 years. Sufficing to say, this year has definitely been a very interesting year in the world of real estate. There have been many things happening in the real estate world, and it's been quite different from what we were used to in the past. But I look forward to this conversation, and I look forward to sharing whatever I can to help you guys grow your business.
Thank you, Dawn. John.
Hi, Jonathan Casillas. Most people call me John. I am a father of 4, Iraqi vet, 7 years and like 9 months service. I am a commercial business financing consultant. Basically, I deal in loans, everything from equipment financing to non-owner occupied commercial real estate and residential real estate. I've been doing loans since I was about 17, off and on. Started with a company called Novastar as a cold caller, and now I run my own flagship, Casillas Capital Partners.
Thanks for joining us, John. And
Thank you.
Frank.
Very nice. Thanks for inviting me to be on the show, Sean. Very nice to see everybody today. I've been in the real estate business for a little over 10 years, and I switched over to the mortgage industry last year. So I know both sides of the business. It's been a pretty crazy year, to say the least. Like Dawn was saying, lots of excitement, some frustration, but at the end of the day, we get it done. So that's basically it.
No, I appreciate having all of you on. I was able to share our live out. That's why I have all these intros. So it gives me some time to get all of our opportunities out there to check us out. Because yes, this has been a crazy year. For me personally, having both parents having COVID, my dad almost dying and him surviving, and then I had the birth of my 3rd daughter. So yeah, I'm a daughter. I have all daughters, 3 daughters. So it's gonna be a lot of fun today. We do this to provide value and to be authentic. So you know that we're all real. We're all business people, and we all have something to present to you. But we're not going to sell you anything. We're going to just share some ideas and some strategies that we all do. So we had Dawn go first. So John, we're going to start off. Let's do our non-negotiables. What are some things that you have to do or not do to make a successful day?
Non-negotiables. Well, I have a service dog, so I got to take care of her. Taking care of her allows me to take care of me. I have some issues from Iraq and stuff. Not going to get into the details, but basically I have to walk her, which gets me outside. I have to let her out, which forces me out of bed some days. So there's that kind of stuff. Non-negotiables, I got to spend some time or whether on the phone or in person with my kids. Right now I don't live with them, so that's a non-negotiable for me. If if I don't at least talk to some of them, if not all of them. I have 4 of them, and so kids being kids, they don't always want to talk to dad. But I try. So that's a non-negotiable for me. Besides that, stress minimization. I have to minimize the amount of stress. So that changes from day to day, but that's a non-negotiable.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. Frank, what are your non-negotiables?
My non-negotiable, I try to limit negativity and try to stay positive. I know sometimes during the course of these transactions, there's lots of ups and downs. It's like I used to call it the real estate roller coaster. When we write the contract, everybody's happy. Everybody, we negotiate everything. Then comes home inspections. Then all of a sudden you're on the down. You're heading down. And then you negotiate that. Now you're right back up again. You're waiting for the, your approval to come in. So, trying to navigate all those things can be tough. So when those things happen, you kind of just take a breath. You got to, remember that, hey, you know what? The buyer wants to buy, the seller wants to sell. Things are going to come together. And same thing, on the mortgage side. On the mortgage side, it's a little challenging now with all the influx of loans and refinances that we have coming in. So, the backlog could be huge. And a lot of times just getting documents is the challenge,
Or the appraisal.
Clients aren't sending you the right documents. You have to get back on the phone. You have to call the processor. It's like, so there's just so much going on. So to me, limiting the stress and just kind of staying positive is, what I focus on. Another non-negotiable is, stay prospecting, because, you can't let business get in the way of prospecting, or you'll put yourself out of business. So I try to allot at least an hour or 2 a day just to kind of get on the phone and touch base with past clients and, new clients, reaching out to realtors, whatever it takes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Frank.
Yeah.
And Dawn.
All righty. So piggybacking off of what Frank said, yes, definitely a roller coaster. To me, I liken real estate to a machine, and you have multiple working parts, and all those moving parts have to work together in order to bring that machine to function. So sometimes the world of real estate can be a little frustrating if every part is not functioning in its proper, manner. However, that being said, you need to keep a positive attitude, and you always need to be the one that brings the light to the dark. Not always easy. Frustrations run high. Clients get frustrated, whether they're sellers, whether they're buyers. You get heated instances sometimes with the lenders, with the appraisals. It's just a matter of keeping a cool head. Sometimes, like anybody else, I lose it. I mean, it happens because this is a very high stress industry. Anytime you're involved with sales of any kind, you're going to be confronted with a high stress level. So to me, I agree. A non-negotiable is definitely trying to maintain your sanity and stay positive through all aspects of the transaction, knowing that all things will work together for the good eventually. Another non-negotiable for me is definitely more so I've learned since COVID is the fact that staying in touch with your clients, the transaction doesn't end at the closing table. And that's something that I really believe a lot of people in the industry are like, okay, deal closed, move on. It's really not that way. Your relationships are everything. Relationships are exactly what the foundation of this business is built on. Because if you build a good relationship with your clients, you stay in touch with them, you stay in contact with them, those clients are then going to be more apt to send you over to their friends, their family. You need to maintain and build those relationships. So it's a non-negotiable for me that you must stay in contact with people, and not just because of business, but I stay in contact with my clients because literally all of my clients become friends with me. I reach out to them for everything. They know if there's a question they have a year after closing, call me up. If I can help you, I will.
Those are fantastic non-negotiables. I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm always using social media to inspire, to motivate, and not just to sell. It's something that just to show what you're doing in your daily life. A lot of people say, no one wants to see what I'm doing. Everybody loves to see what's inside of each of our lives and what we're doing, how to deal with it. My daughter, Natalie, had a liver transplant. my wife and I documented that journey. And so there's people that go through tough things that have to understand we're all here to help each other. And if we can share some things and act like we're human beings that we all are, and we all go through things. And yes, we all have businesses. And some days we wake up, we don't want to do anything, but we push through because we have our whys. So non-negotiables for me are using transparency, using social media, using video. And I'm going to tell everyone right now, this book, I'm in the insurance world.
Oh, yes.
Here, no matter what business you're in, if you're in real estate, whatever trade, if you're a roofer, if you're a plumber, if you're in doing flooring, read the damn book and talk to agents and mortgage professionals and show them this can help them, and that's providing value. But I'm just an insurance guy, but I know this stuff works, guys. That's why I'm always sharing it. So it's always important to educate and personally develop as well. So that's all important things that we all share. We have non-negotiables. One thing that I want to remind you guys that are watching, drop a hashtag live. If you're watching us, please share the live. Any comments, any questions, drop it in the comments below. We'll get to you as soon as we can. If Dawn, John, and Frank, if you have to approve the live because I tagged you, please approve it so it'll get onto your page as well as we
all grab our phones.
We'll take a look.
All things that when you're doing these type of lives with a broadcasting, like StreamYard, you have to multitask. So I've been doing these things for a while, so I know, and I can pop it in when I'm able, when you guys are speaking. But it's something that's being consistent and making sure that everyone's seeing your face. So now we know, we're making sure all our friends are going to see what we're doing, because we've been having lots of people popping on. We just want to have some engagement as well. But if they don't engage, that's fine. They're going to engage later on. So we talked about non-negotiables. I want to go into lead generation. Lead generation, and we'll start with Frank. It's funny to me because a lot of people don't realize how powerful, or when you're generating leads, it's all about the follow-up. And lead generation, I can give people 10 hot leads today, right now, 10 hot leads, and you should be able to close all 10, but people can't because they don't have the proper closing. They don't have the proper conversations that they have with these leads, or maybe they don't follow up. They don't text, they don't email. So I would love to hear, how are you guys lead generating for your businesses? And maybe if you're doing it for others as well. Just love little tips and tricks. Maybe share some for those that are watching to help the ones that are out there. Oh, I don't know. I get business from referrals, and the phone's not ringing right now. Where am I going to get business? You got to have lead generation techniques or tips. So, Frank, would you share something for us on that topic?
So a lot of the lead generating I do is through my referral, my base, my past clients, and also a lot I do is on Facebook. I do a lot of posting. Even if it's just a news article that's something to do with real estate or mortgages, I'll post that on. If I had a listing, something like that, I could also post a link in a specific group in a different town. But a lot of it's like you're saying, Sean, a lot of it's in the follow-up. When I started in this business, I was on a team and we were getting Zillow leads. I was getting probably 6 to 7 leads a day. My team leader had a huge spend, so there was a ton of leads coming in. One of the top things we did, we had to respond to those leads within 5 minutes. As soon as they came in, we had to be on it. We had to qualify them. So first of all, you have to make sure that they're qualified. Are they really looking for a house, or, get them going, then get them over to a lender so they could get pre-approved. So before you even start working with them. But a lot of it's in the follow-up. Sometimes it would take 5 to 10 touches to actually get them engaged enough to start giving me the information that I'm looking for. But it's all in the follow-up. People are busy. They get caught up doing things. Right now, they might have seen something that they like, online at home, but now they got caught up taking their kids to sports and this and that. And like a week later, they might think of you again. And I get that even now. I get that even with the refinancing. I just actually had, as a friend of mine, I spoke with him weeks ago regarding refinancing, and I was telling him the rates are fantastic. I'm like, why don't you, refinance? He was at a higher rate. And this morning at 7:30 this morning, got a text message, hey, still thinking about refi. And it's just, following up. But he told me it was going to take a little while to get back to me, so that's why I wasn't persistent on him. but it's all in the follow up. A lot of the prospecting I do is online and just past clients. I'm not a big fan of spending a ton on buying leads. Especially when you already have a base. When you're brand new, it's kind of, you need something to get started with. But if you're already kind of in the business, you kind of have that base already. It's all right there. It's all people that know, love, and trust you. That's who you're going to get your leads from. Those are the best leads to get.
No, love, and trust for sure. I definitely agree. Thanks so much, Frank. Dawn, how do you lead generate?
Well, basically, I mean, obviously, with a couple of years under your belt, you do build a strong referral base. So that's definitely one way. However, that cannot be the only way, because you need to continue to build your pipeline. And the only way you're going to do that is through connecting. What I like to do is I like to network myself. I network different groups, different areas, basically similar to what you do with everybody, Sean. When you bring everybody together on the connection machine, you help everybody build a network. And through building that network, you also extend yourself out. It's like other arms to your business. So, you put yourself out there, you give out your information. Another way is I learned that it's very important to invest in yourself. And when I say that, I don't just mean financially. Yes, you do need to financially invest. I do some advertising. A lot of the social media ads have been very, very helpful. Instagram sponsored ads, Facebook sponsored ads. They've been good. They've brought some business, into my path. So I think that's also a very lucrative way of putting yourself out there. Today, everybody is on social media somewhere, some way, somehow. Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, now we have MeWe and Parlor and LinkedIn. You need to kind of build a little bit of a following on each of these, platforms, so that you can kind of get yourself out there and get acclimated to what's going on around you in other networks. But I also do mean in time. Taking the time to do those old school things, go knocking on people's doors, introduce yourself to the people in the neighborhood and say, hey, my name is Dawn, I'm a realtor. If I can be of any service to you, whether you're looking to buy or sell, or anyone please let me know. Here's my card. You've got to build relationships. And I think we've gotten very caught up in the new age way of doing things that people forget the old way is still a really great way to build your pipeline.
Michael Gomes, thank you very much. Good stuff, Dawn.
Thanks, Mike.
And John, go ahead, my man.
I'm a mix of both, honestly. Like I said, I've been doing loans for a while. I've been doing commercial since 2009, pretty consistently, except for 6 years ago. I got hit by a car for a couple months I was out. But so you do have that referral base. And I do like what Dawn said. I try to be that connector. I try to be that, like I have 2 insurance people that I like. And when somebody says insurance, I just go, oh, these are the 2 people you need to talk to. I need car sales. This is the car sales guy you need to talk to. I need whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be loans for me, right? If I know somebody who's really good at that job and loves what they do, that person becomes my person for whatever it is. So, I mean, I might start with I have clients now that do fix and flips, right? And they do 3 or 4 a month, but they need insurance, or their wife needs a new car, or so it's reaching out, like Frank and Dawn said, but it's not necessarily for me reaching out for me. Like, it's not, hey, I'm John and I'm still doing loans. They know this. Besides the fact that about 8 months ago I did this. It's the only shirt I wear. Because if I'm gonna wear a logo, it's gonna be mine. So everybody around me in my apartment building, everybody anywhere I go, they know what I do. It's on my shirt, front and back. And you get questions about that. Even if I've had people ask me, hey, who did your shirts? And I go, so-and-so did my shirts. You should check him out. Here's his business card. And that conversation starts, it can start with who did your shirts, and it can end up going, oh, so you flip houses. Yeah, well, this is what I do. So it's more like Dawn saying, being that center person. If you need something, the likelihood is John know somebody who does it. So I'm going to be the one that you call. I had a call 10 o'clock last night. Hey, I need a video editing. Oh, my brother's a video editor. Here's his information. It's that kind of thing. Like Dawn, I mean, I do landing pages and I do, advertising. Well, what's a little different for what I'm doing right now is I'm using my closed loans as advertising, and then I'm retargeting with actual ads. So it's bringing in a little better of a lead because the social proof comes before buy my stuff, and that's changed quite a bit in the last couple of months. The people who reach out to me. So if I can get a tip, that would be my tip, at least for advertising, is start with social proof. Start with proving you can do what you say you can do, and then on the back end, retarget them with a pixel. And it's cheaper anyway, so that helps too. So you hit them with, this is the last 4 closings I did. Boom, 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 boom. And then after they've seen your ad for, let's say, 3 weeks or a month, and it's all it is this is what I did for somebody else. Then it comes over with, this is what I can do for you, instead of just buy my stuff.
I agree 100%. Building relationships are key. You have to have those relationships. Being a resource, Michael Gomez was saying as well. Charlie, thanks for being with us today. You have to be that person. That's why I became the connection machine, because everyone says cold calls. I make cold calls, but I call them connection calls because I'm not calling you to sell you on that conversation. I'm just calling you to see how everything's going and see what kind of pain points that you have that I can solve. And if I can solve those pain points, you're going to remember me for insurance or anything else. And for anything that you sell, guys, anything you sell, if you are putting people first and then your business second, that's the way to go. And we've all spoke on that as far as in our conversations just now. But lead generation, buying leads from Zillow, stop doing it, guys. Those that are watching real estate agents, stop. You're funneling a huge beast that is trying to take business from realtors, and you're using them. So
absolutely,
there's so many other opportunities to do that. Use social media to become your personal brand. I don't care who you work for. Everyone's EXP or Keller or Remax or Weicker, doesn't matter, or any other lender, doesn't matter out there. It's you who people buy from. So start building your personal brand, so that's where you lead generate from.
I can't agree more. I mean, in the last 5 years, I've changed flags twice. I went from working for somebody to working for somebody else to then working for myself. And the one thing that hasn't changed in the last 13 years is my number. And the reason for that is people call me. They're not calling, and I'm not going to mention names, but they're not going to call my last 2 people, the flags or the brokers I worked for. They called me because the relationship was with me. So the question they normally say is, hey, John, are you still in loans? And I go, yes, I'm still in loans. Okay, I need to do this. Can you do this? I can. Excuse my language, but they couldn't give a shit less who I work with.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes can get it done. That's all that really matters.
They want to know, can you do it? Can I still trust you? Can you do it? And can you do it where it works for me under these parameters? Most of the people I deal with are business owners. So they're, there's an ROI number that they want to hit. So boom, 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 boom. Can you do this? And I go, yeah, I can do that. Give me 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, you set the expectations and make things happen for sure.
But I got to say, you're right. I am, whether you work for Keller Williams or another company, you are the brand.
Yep.
Yep.
People buy you before they buy your brand. I'm not saying the brand doesn't help. Not saying that. I mean, there is association, with a Keller Williams. Keller Williams is known. That's a known brand. But at first, if I don't trust you, Keller Williams doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
But I used to work for a small mom and pop company, and it was, again, all about personal relationships. The name that's sitting on, the name on the building where my license hangs doesn't build my business. I build my business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody needs to know. And thankfully, if you're fortunate enough, Keller Williams is such a rich culture. It's such a good company and it's a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Anything you're looking for, even as a new realtor, when you're coming in, they kind of give you every tool that you need as long as you take advantage of it. I mean, they'll put it in front of you, but it's like anything else. I could lead you to the river, but I can't make you drink the water. So, but it's there for you, and you have to take advantage of all of those things that you have afforded to you in order to continue building.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to talk about, and we're doing it right now, we are networking online. And networking online, I mean, the pandemic came, I used to do my monthly meetups and bringing people online, offline, and having those shaking hands and giving those hugs out, but you can't do that at the moment. But this is where you should be networking. And there's, Charlie's been on, Michael's been on, a bunch of other people have been on. They're all taking some time out. Well, you guys are taking some time out of your day to network. And this is how powerful using it properly, learning about others, giving value. That's how business comes. Anything you want to speak on with that, Dawn?
Well, you know what it is, what I see, and especially in what's going on right here, you'll notice that as you start networking and making those connections, you will surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Like we've all spoken, and basically every one of our topics have connected. They might not have been identical, but they've connected because we're all active in the industry. We're all working towards the same goals. At the end of the day, when you build your network with like-minded people, you are now strengthening your brand. You are strengthening your business capacity, and at the end of the day, when you do this and you bring people together, it's amazing to sit here and realize that everybody's work ethics are not incredibly too far off when you start building networks within networks that are always thinking in the same line.
So true. So true. And Frank.
So, yeah, I mean, Dawn, you hit out of the park with that. I mean, when you're working with like-minded professionals and everybody's looking, to get ahead and do well, that's really what it's all about. I mean, it's changed, quite a lot now with the whole COVID thing. We don't have our networking events and stuff like that. But, a lot of it just moves to social media here and then also over the phone. It's just, I had a call with Dawn the other day. I think we were probably on for a good 40 minutes. And we touched on so many different, real estate and loan related topics. And, it was the first time I talked to Dawn. She'd been on we've been, Facebook friends for quite
a long time.
I picked up the phone and said, let me reach out to her and talk to her before the show. And, it's just expanding our network, looking forward to working with her in the future. And
definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff.
Great stuff.
That's awesome. I love the connections there. That's great. And John.
I agree with both, honestly. I think you stated giving value, and that's what I try to do with any conversation. I mean, I've had a conversation, actually, if you go to my YouTube or my Facebook, I'm just starting out with your push, Sean, to do YouTube. And I had a conversation that should have lasted 20 minutes, last 3 hours. And I chopped it up. And it was literally just answering questions, I am not, unlike you other three, I am not a group person. So I'm not much of a go to a bar, go to a club, go to a networking event. That's not me. I am very, I can get uncomfortable in large groups. So most of my stuff has been online for a while. That being said, I go into Facebook groups and I just answer questions.
So John, you were ahead of the game. You were doing this before COVID.
Yeah. I mean, it was half jokingly when COVID was like, oh, you need to social distance. Nothing really changed for me. I'm a personal space kind of guy, especially with the military, especially with the 10 months in Iraq. I don't like people in my space. Like a 6-foot barrier is minimum. Like I don't get in my space, and I'm I'm sociable, but I'm not overly social. So when people are like, "Oh, you can't go to parties," okay, you need to stay 6 feet away from people. Okay. I mean, what changed for me really was just longer walks with the dog. That was it.
But that's a positive for you.
Yes,
And from what you said before, so you see what happened?
Yeah,
Good things still come out of weird situations.
Weird situations. Yeah, it was just amusing because everybody's freaking out, and I understand it shifts, but personally for me, it didn't shift much. Oh, you can't go to the mall. I don't go to malls. You can't go to you can't go shopping. I go shopping once a month. That's not going to change anything. But to go back to it, instead of the physical groups, I do a lot of Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. Forums are still alive.
No.
For what I do, I'm in some, contractor forums. For what you guys do, especially Dawn, I would really look into some contractor forums because, and this is just me thinking out loud, but contractors, flippers especially, buy a house at wholesale but sell it at retail.
Way above yeah.
So
Agreed.
when they bought it at 60 here in North Carolina, they're selling it at 150.
Well,
You might or might not want to do the deal at 60, but when, like, most of my clients do 3 to 5 houses a month. Three of my clients, November, December, and January, aren't slowing down. They're still doing 3 to 5 houses a month.
no.
So when I hear a lot of real estate agents and lenders are going, well, it slows down in November. And it does for the most part, but not for everybody.
Well, not this year.
not
this year.
No, this year was interesting. I got to say, like, it slowed down April, May, June, at least for me. And then in
it had
August.
to.
Yeah.
It had to because of the government mandates. But once all that stuff was lifted, and in New Jersey, I don't know about everywhere else, we were deemed essential.
Yeah.
The market just blew up because everybody was leaving New York. Everybody was leaving Long Island, Brooklyn, and they were all jumping ship and coming to New Jersey.
Yeah. So for me, like I was saying, it didn't change much, but I use digital groups where everybody uses physical groups. That's pretty much the difference for me. Is I answer questions. I've been in the business for a while, under different flagships. I've seen different management. I've seen different all weird types of loans. So I can answer the questions people ask and I answer. And it could be for people. What changes for me is I don't see competition. There's another broker or consultant and they're new in the game and everybody wants to be like, well, they're competition, and I don't see that. You want to sit on, I do consulting, or brokering, whatever you want to call it. You want to sit on the phone for half an hour and you want me to break down my business? Call me. I don't care. There's enough business out here for everybody. I'm not here stopping anybody. The way I see it, the better you do, the better I do. Because the next time you need something, you're calling me.
Yep. It's all about that mindset, that abundance mindset. It's so important. And going back with networking and picking up the phone, like Frank calling Dawn. I know John was connecting with Frank, and Dawn and John were connecting before our call here. But guys, picking up the phone, you're networking. You also can do a video call. Do a video call from your messenger. Everyone has Facebook. Everyone has Messenger. You can just
you need to go easy on encouraging people to do Facebook Messenger. Sometimes you get some weird phone calls on that thing.
There are some weirdos out there, so you got to be real careful.
The block button is very good, though. The block works.
The block button.
The block button works.
That happens. You got a lot of blocks, that's for sure. But it's important to pick your phone up and utilize that for sure, because networking is alive.
Yeah, the phone stands out too because nobody really picks up the phone anymore to even have a conversation. Everything's by text. I find that I do Mojo Dialer. Sometimes I get on there and I just cold call, just circle an area and I just go. And a lot of times I get people on the phone. They're pleasant. They're not expecting a call from somebody, and I can be on the phone with them for 10, 15 minutes, sometimes longer, just kind of seeing what their needs are, if they're looking to refinance or to purchase a home. and it's an easy phone call to make because it's something that's just not that common anymore.
And Frank, even if they're not, 3 months from now they might be.
They might be.
So the fact that you took the minute to make that phone call will stand out in their mind, as opposed to the mailers that I don't know about anybody else. Right?
I don't even look at them. I don't even look at them.
I don't even look at them either. They go right in the garbage.
I don't even look at them. I'm like,
it's all about personal interaction. It's all about person-to-person contact and being relatable. Yep. You need to be relatable.
My bills don't even come in the mail anymore. They're all PDF digital. So I go in the mail. I go in the mail and I go, this is all garbage. I don't even look at it. I don't even look at it. I live in an apartment, so I have a small box, and it's the only reason I even go to the mailbox is to empty the box. Not even to look at the mail, just to empty it. This goes in here. Unless I know one of my kids, like my daughter in New York, or you tell me, Dawn, or you tell me, Frank, hey, I'm mailing you something, or it comes in like an Amazon box, it's going in the garbage. No.
For sure. And guys, we're running out of time, and this has been amazing as far as the value that has been brought to everyone's attention today. If those that are jumping on now, you might want to wait till this ends and then replay it, because there's so much value here and lots of information that you can utilize. And I always say, you can listen to people, but you also have to put things into place. You have to be an action taker. You have to implement. So if you guys that are watching want to reach out to any of us for collaborations, for business, for masterminding, what have you, please, how do they get in contact with you, John? We'll start with John, then Frank, and Dawn will end on that.
Well, I mean, I'm on Facebook, John Casillas. I'm on Instagram, John Casillas. I'm on LinkedIn, John Casillas. Jon, no H. Casillas Capital Partners is my company. So, I mean, there's my website, casillascapitalpartners.com. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I think I'm still on Periscope, for God's sakes. Just reach out. I have no problem. I don't go to sleep normally till 4 a.m. So I'm good.
We got him up early today.
Yeah. I actually went to bed at like 1 o'clock this morning. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go to sleep because I gotta be up at 9 a.m. to be ready for a 10:30 call.
Thanks for joining us, John.
Thank you, Sean.
So I'm real easy to get a hold of. You can give me a call, 732-492-1499. You can also message me on Facebook. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Also, if you wanted to email me, it's fdesilva@afncorp.com.
Oh, I forgot.
Thanks, Frank.
1 second. I did forget. Thank you, Frank. I did forget my number, which hasn't changed in like 13 years.
Nobody calls anymore.
Yeah, most people just Facebook me. 919-901-0872. And then email would be john@casillascapitalpartners.com, just like on the shirt. I'm just showing the shirt so that people can spell it right, because they always put a T in my last name for some reason. So casillascapitalpartners.com, Jon@casillascapitalpartners.com, 919-901-0872. It's a Google Voice number. I've had it since the Google Voice was in beta. So unless Google goes out of business, it's not changing.
Awesome. And Dawn.
Okay, well, I have multiple social media platforms. You can always reach out to me through a DM. My phone number is 732-939-0730. And my email is, you'll never forget it, listbydusk@gmail.com. And Sean, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for this today, and thank you for having us. Yeah. Thank you for always being the most amazing host and connecting people the way that you do.
Hey, Dawn, can you do me a quick favor? Can you do that email a little slower? Because if I didn't catch it, somebody else might have missed it.
It's listbydusk@gmail.com.
Got it.
That's her tagline.
Yes, I saw the business card. Yes.
No, I appreciate you guys, joining us today and dropping some major value. We'll be doing some business soon. For those that are watching, please reach out to these people because they can help you grow your business. And we just hope you all have an awesome rest of your day.
Bye, guys. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Have a
See you
great
guys.
day.